What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and I'm going to talk today about how we're priced out of everything. If I can get my camera to stop shaking here. Let me grab this with my right hand. But yeah, we're being priced out of everything. I mean, rent is so expensive, houses are so expensive, food is so expensive. Bro, I saw eggs at the grocery store the other day. $10. Not the cage-free, fancy, organic, whatever, just regular eggs. $10 freaking dollars, you know? And if you want to get like a Chevy Suburban, it's like freaking 70, 80 grand. $90,000, close to 100K for a Cadillac Escalade. If you want a Ford F-150, you're going to pay like 50 grand. You want a Toyota Tacoma, like 45 grand. You could maybe get a little Honda Fit, tiny little hatchback for like 20 grand. It's crazy. This economy's nuts. This inflation is nuts, and we're being pushed out of everything. And I live on the West Coast, and things have been expensive here for a while, but I'm realizing that the West Coast pricing, the California pricing, the New York pricing, it's getting rolled out everywhere. And now the unaffordability is coming to a small town near you, like for real. So I'm just walking past someone here, but yeah, it's like, how is a regular everyday person going to afford to live in this economy and with the way these prices are? My rent where I'm at is, I mean, I spend $2 grand on rent, you know, like 60% of my income. I'm good at budgeting and stuff, and I make it work, but that could be a tough squeeze. That really could be a tough squeeze. And I'm realizing, like, I looked at stuff which is kind of more in the hood, and it's like $1,800. And I'm like, that's not that much cheaper, you know? It's really not. So I'm like, I might as well pay the extra money and just live somewhere nice and just kind of eat that cost. Yeah, but I don't know what's all behind this. I mean, definitely the elites and stuff, and BlackRock buying up all the houses, and there's definitely collusion going on. I just think people think that, like, they can inflate the value of everything. And if they do it all together, we got to deal with it. We got to live with it. And I don't know what's coming. There could be a big economic crash or something like that on the way. I see a lot of people selling apartment buildings and duplexes and stuff like that. Commercial real estate's been going down for a while. I'm starting to see some stuff go down with like housing and stuff, but I don't know, you know? I'm seeing weird stuff because I talked about the $10 eggs earlier. I saw chicken for $6 a pound, and it was buy one, get one free, so $3 a pound. So the chicken is significantly cheaper than the eggs. And that doesn't add up. That doesn't work because the chickens, like, she lays eggs every day. If you're a farmer, all you got to do is take the eggs, put them in a carton. That's it. Whereas to sell the meat of a chicken, you got to slaughter the chicken, remove the feathers, clean it up. And then you're going to have to get a new chick to replace it. Car coming here. I just want to make sure they're stopping. But yeah, you got to replace them with a new chicken and all this stuff and feed that new chicken. And it's going to take time for it to grow. So it's just like, they're playing games. They're doing screwy stuff. It's not this one-to-one thing. And there's a lot of people at the top and throughout the whole deal lining their pockets big time. You know, I saw a comment from someone a while back about San Francisco real estate. And they said that the buyer's agents and the seller's agents would come together and they would collude to jack up the price as much as possible. And, you know, so they could make big commissions. And by doing that, now the bank gets to have a bigger mortgage and they make more money on it. Now the city collects more property taxes and they make more money on it. And there's definitely winners and losers in this. And your average everyday person is just getting blasted. You know, because it's like most of these apartments and stuff you live at, like, they try to raise your rent as much as possible. They try to raise it by like 10, 20%, whatever. They're just going to try to, all right, we got you in. We know it's a pain to move. Now we're just going to squeeze you. We're going to squeeze you. Squeeze as much last little freaking squeeze the last dollars out of you. All the pennies out of you. We're just going to squeeze you. That's what they're doing. They're doing it at the grocery store. They're doing it with these apartments. They're doing it with houses. It's like, you know, I'm looking at houses in my area, and it's all $1 million houses, and it's like, these houses are small, they're junky, and they're not even selling. Like, really, they're not even selling. So I don't know who's being, I mean, a lot of people are being fooled by this, and if everyone decides all together to jack the prices up, they're going to get jacked up. And it's really not right or fair for a common average person. I mean, you should be able just to work a normal job, afford a car, afford an apartment, you know, but it's like you have to have some like fancy corporate position now to even afford that. Just to live and get by. And it's crazy. It really is crazy. And I said this in a previous video, but like, it's like you're getting charged for like everything nowadays. You know, I feel like they're going to make an air tax soon. And you're going to have to pay some tax to like breathe the air. And man, these taxes keep going up too, you know. You're having to pay all these crazy taxes now. And I want to know where all the money's going, you know, from both the government and the corporations. Where's all this tax money going to? I want to know, because there's no audit, there's no spreadsheet, there's no presentation. It's supposed to be a country of the people. Where's my tax money going? I want to know. And then with all this stuff with these corporations, they got to be more transparent. You know, like with BlackRock buying all the houses up. Like, that's not cool. We shouldn't allow that. We should say, no, you can't do that. You know, make a law, say, nope. You know, you can only own so many houses. Because people need them. But that's the thing. It's just all about making money. And they don't care about people. They don't care about doing the right thing. To them, right and wrong is just whatever makes them the most money. It's not about loving your fellow or doing love and kindness or helping other people or making the world better. No, right and wrong to them is just whatever makes them the most money. That's it, you know? And, you know, the standard has to change. The standard's got to change big time, because all this stuff of just, I don't know. I feel like this has always been a problem, but I think nowadays it's just getting really, really bad. It's getting particularly bad. And there's no good explanation for all the price hikes. Like, why is all this stuff so expensive now? Crickets. You know, you'll get some dumb excuse, but you're not going to hear the real reason is they're just making more money. They're just trying to like, they're like, hey, if we all raise the prices together, now they don't have alternatives. They don't have an option. And that's like basically a monopoly. I mean, it's straight up corruption is what's going on. And straight up corruption is why rent is unaffordable. Straight up corruption is why groceries are unaffordable. And it's why it's becoming just harder and harder to even make it. Give me a sec here, y'all. Just walking by some people, but yeah, it's like, I don't know what the next years are going to bring. I mean, I think the economy will collapse and it will all kind of even itself out, but that's going to bring other problems too. That's not like a good solution, but I think that's just what's going to happen because these prices are just way too high. And I don't know. I think the wheels are just going to fall off the bus. You know, too many loans that don't get paid, or something's going to happen, and it's just going to all fall apart. But the thing is, if it doesn't fall apart, we're just going to get squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. And like, pretty soon it's like, it's just all your money is going to be going to rent, groceries, whatever. Pretty soon it's like people with good jobs are going to have roommates and stuff. Like, if this goes on, that's what's going to happen. No one's going to be able to afford a car. And they're just going to jack it up. And they're just going to get richer and richer and richer. Well, we get poorer and poorer and poorer. And something has to change. Something has to change, and something has to be done. And, you know, we got to speak. We got to make our voice heard. And we got to say, hey, like, this thing ain't working. These shenanigans aren't working. I mean, I'm telling y'all, they're going to bring Whole Foods price. They already are. But they're bringing Whole Foods prices into normal, regular grocery stores. They are. And they're just trying to fleece and take advantage and just trying to suck as much money out of your pockets as possible. And look, there's nothing wrong with turning a profit. If they want to make money, be rich, whatever. Just like no one to stop, you know? They just don't. They're trying to squeeze us more. And I feel like they're doing it as like a form of punishment. I think with all this Epstein stuff coming out and all this like the elites and the powerful people aren't looking good right now. So I think this is like punishment for your average person. They're like, we're going to punish you. We're going to have this passive aggressive, sneaky little punish, because they're sneaky. We're going to have this sneaky passive aggressive punishment. And we're going to make your groceries more expensive. And they meet up, they get together, they have groups, whatever, they have clubs, stuff like that. And I think that's what's happening. I think on another level too, people just are like, I don't know. I think just the mentality too. I think people are just becoming very entitled. So they're like, well, it's like, of course my house is worth $1.3 million, you know? Yeah, it needs some updates and whatever, you know, and it's not the biggest or the best, but yeah, 1.3 million, you know? And I think people just get in this fervor and just like get in this, like, they call it tulip mania, where in the Netherlands in like the 1750s or something, like back, like, you know, 200-300 years ago in, I think it was Holland back then, or the Netherlands. For some reason, the price of tulips went crazy, and people like just really wanted tulips. And if you had tulips, you know, the flowers, people would just go nuts for it. You're kind of seeing the same thing with the NFTs and the crypto, where it's like, all right, like what really is this stuff? It's not really anything, but people think it's valuable. And really the same could be said for just like paper money, fiat currency. It's not really intrinsic value to it. And then if you go back to the days of old, gold and silver, I mean, there's some value to that, sure, but it's not really like actually worth something. Just, you know, just kind of a hunk of metal. It looks nice, and it probably has some, you know, some industrial uses for making jewelry and stuff, but it's just kind of like, it's a lump of metal in the end of the day. And then I think we've taken that and sucked all the actual true value out of everything, including our own currency, including our own fake money, which is just getting faker and faker. And I think that's a lot of it too, where people are just assigning value to things that are not even that valuable. And they're just trying to weigh like, oh, this is worth so much money, you know? And everyone is doing it collectively. I think both of those things are happening. I don't know. I'm speculating. I'm just talking. I'm rambling. I'm not sure, but that's kind of my thinking, is that that's what's going on. But yeah, there's definitely some stuff happening. These price hikes are unprecedented. The stuff we're seeing is unprecedented. And I think there's just a big money grab going on. I think it's also a form of punishment, because your average person now knows too much, and your average person is now really questioning the government and the elites and the people who run the world. So they want to kind of kick us down and push us down and make it hard for us to survive. Because the thing is like, there's two ways that people can kind of be kept under control. They can be placated, where it's just like everything is easy and life's not too hard, so why question anything? We're placated. Or it's like, if you can't do that, it's like smash them down, you know? Make it impossible to live. Make it so you got to work 3 jobs just to survive. And now you're so tired and beaten down, you can't really fight back. So I think they're kind of switching their tactics up, but I don't know. It's just speculation. Here, give me a sec here.
We'd have to cut.
Yeah, but these prices are nuts. You know, they've made everything unaffordable. And I just got to get my 2 cents out about it. So yeah, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you all so much for watching. It's much love. God bless. I will see you all next time.